Shalom.
Shalom.
Before we begin, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone GMS, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that are pushing out this word in sincerity and in truth. Now, before we begin, we want to make a lesson on this truth is not for everyone, or not everyone can receive this truth. Something along those lines, because essentially, we're going to be getting into just that. Because really, everyone that thinking that they can just be in the, be in these churches serving the Lord, that everyone can come in and everything's gonna be a-okay, is completely off. All right, that's not in the scriptures. Not everyone can just serve the Lord and everything's gonna be happy fun, good time. All right? That's completely off. All right, so that's what we're gonna start with, get in Psalms, because first and foremost, to actually serve the Lord, you got to be an Israelite through and through. All right. Full-blooded Israelite from the 12 tribes, right? Which is that we're gonna start off with that first.
This is Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Now Jacob was the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel, which Jacob himself, he got the blessing, and his name got changed to Israel.
His name was changed to Israel when he wrestled with an angel.
Right?
You read that in the book of Genesis.
Right. Now, that's indicative of the 12 tribes, right? Which today consists of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? That's what they are today. That's their bywords, as even the scriptures talk about. But go ahead. That's it.
And verse 20, Psalms 147 and 20. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
There you go. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that these nations can't come in and just serve the Lord. Just call upon the name of the Lord. Praise ye Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, right? And Yahushai being his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly deems Jesus Christ, which is his true name, is in fact Yahushai. All right?
Okay, so... yeah, basically, people think, especially most importantly, people think they can just anybody can pick up the Bible and start and just learn it, but that's not how it goes, man. Okay, so we're gonna go to the book of Matthew. This is the book of Saint Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
No, so read it again. Read it one more time.
Yeah. This is St. Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
Enter ye at the straight gate. When you look up that word straight isn't the straight as in the STRAIGHT. Right?
Yeah, it's not straight as in like straight line. It's different.
It's STRAIT, alright?
It's right? Yeah, it's straight, which means Salakia, wait, let me get the word in the Greek real quick. Which the word is stenos, okay, which is Strong's G4728. I'm gonna play the word real quick.
Strong's G4728, stenos,
which means narrow, straight. That's the what they give you. Let me go to the Adam online for it, which is narrow, confined space or place. Let me see. Here it is. Narrow part, pass, defiled, narrow passage of water. Here's the point. Sense of difficulty.
Sense of difficulty.
Yep.
All right. Which to anyone else, serving the Lord, as it seems to these other pastors of the Christian Church or Islam or any of these wayward doctrines, that's completely off. They're having a good ass time. It just says, what does it say?
It said, sense of difficulty.
Sense of difficulty.
Yeah, and it also says conventionally or wisely limited way of life.
Yeah, because, one of the brothers here in our camp recently made a video. It wasn't that long time ago, but he made a video said, who said this is going to be easy? Serving the Lord, all right? Serving the Lord in truth and sincerity is nowhere in the scriptures does it say this is going to be an easy time. This is not going to be a piece of cake.
It's difficult.
It's difficult.
Okay, especially for younger brothers, because we're younger brothers. One thing that we were definitely told to read and to really know it, and to really understand it, which you really understand it once you start serving the Lord and going through trials and tribulations and such like that is Sirach, the second chapter, or Ecclesiastic is the second chapter, which we encourage all, new brothers, joining the faith that are, being called, to read that chapter.
And that's in the Apocrypha, which
Yeah,
the
it's in the
Apocrypha
Apocrypha.
is also part of the
Bible.
Of the Bible itself.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep reading. This
Right,
is
right.
Matthew 7:13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
So wide is the gate and broad is the way. As in, it's huge. It's easy. It's wide. You can just walk right in it. It's very it's really simple. And over 2 billion people are in that Christianity bullshit. So right there, it's just telling you that wide and broad is the way. Christianity's broad and wide is the way.
Yeah, everybody's in them churches. Man.
In Islam, you had this demon Littleworth. He doesn't really come out as far as we've seen, but what he says, Islam is the fastest growing religion out there. Well, that's completely off. That's how we know that's not even of the Lord.
That's how you know it's not the way.
It's not the way.
Not the way to life everlasting.
All those people are walking in a furnace. All those people are walking in a time bomb.
They're walking to that's death, because that's not the way that and ultimately speaking, for the nation of Israel, to them it's death, because in Israel it's definitely not supposed to be doing that. The heathens, it doesn't even matter about them. We're talking to the hopeful. We're talking to the hopeful elect to get right. That's who we're aiming to teach. To tell you to get out of that, because that's the way to death. All right, that's not the way to life everlasting. All right, you want me to keep reading?
Go ahead.
Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, let me read from the top. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. Salaki, no. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
Bro, 2 billion people? Seriously?
Right.
You think the Lord is gonna save 2 billion?
Yeah, hey, that's another thing, man. He's not even saving the whole nation of Israel. Lord willing, we're gonna touch on later on in the video.
What's with that?
Verse 14. Verse 14.
Still got more left?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Because straight is verse 14, Matthew chapter 7 verse 14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way, which we got the definition of the word straight, the straight that it says here. Okay? Narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
Now before we mentioned that many go in there that lead to destruction. Now the thing is, we're not out in the highways and hedges looking for numbers. We're not looking for the because you see these other videos besides GMS or these other groups that they have a ton of views. Well, we merely have just a couple.
Yeah, we got 2, 5 views. Some brothers got more views, but
and occasionally no views. But really that's kind of a good thing, because it just said few be there few be there that are going to receive life.
Mm-hmm. The scriptures also say that basically you would be hated for the Lord's name for Him. Salaki, like if the Lord is in you, roughly paraphrasing to what that scripture says, that what was it? Hated me. If they what was it? Dang, I forgot what it says.
Yeah.
I didn't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
But basically, it said just know if the world hated me, if the world hates you, it because it hated me. Roughly paraphrasing to it, but
get James 4:4 real quick. Then we're gonna swing back to the other precepts.
James 4:4.
Yeah,
this is James chapter 4 and verse 4.
Because we got to prove that again. This is not for everyone. We're not looking for numbers out here. We're not even looking to be loved. So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is James chapter 4 and verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world...
Do ye not know that the friendship of the world is what?
Is enmity with the Most High?
Enmity.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look that word up, if I'm not mistaken, it means to be against someone.
I believe so.
Or an adversary, or an adversary. To be an
Adverse.
opposition. Oh, adverse.
Yep.
To be what? To be opposite sides with. So what's opposite sides with? With what? With the Heavenly Father.
Mm-hmm.
That's adverse to His ways. It's adverse to this book.
Yep.
Whosoever
therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High.
There you have it. These people don't know the scriptures, man.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes down to it, being friends of the world, because that's the people that aren't in the truth, rather it be you know, friends that you used to hang out with and stuff like that, you know, that don't know the truth, or worse, where they know the truth and aren't with it, you know, don't agree with it, you know, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Those are the friends of the world that we don't want to be a part of, you know.
Yep.
So back to Matthew.
No, just continue with the rest of the chapters we're gonna get.
Yeah, this is Saint Matthew chapter 10 and verse 35. Cause going going on to that topic of we were reading in Matthew, you know, straight is the gate and narrow is the way. Cause one thing is for sure that Salaki, I lost my train of thought. I lost almost the precept.
We're gonna get.
Yeah. Never mind. Salaki, I got it.
Mhm.
This is Saint Matthew 10 and 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, Salaki, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Mhm.
You know?
That's it. Oh, read it again. Read it one more time.
Yeah. Matthew chapter 10 verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against.
Which variance what? It means to separate. So, and obviously in this truth, you know, we were blessed to be together because, you know, we're carnal brothers, but occasionally with these churches, the whole family will be going in, all to serve in the Lord.
Yo, yeah, that was the point I was trying to make, because what straight is the gate, narrow is the way. You know, if you to be that find, you know, the true way, you know, because, you know, there of course there are some brothers that might have a whole family that believe and stuff like that, you know. But hey, I mean, personally speaking, like for our family, it's really just you know, me and my brother, you know, my carnal brother, you know, which we're carnal brothers, as well as spiritually, you know, because we're both, you know, in the truth. You know, the Lord blessed us like that, you know, blessed us for that. But you know, we have family members that don't believe, you know, parents that, you know, definitely don't believe, you know, stuff like that. So
and it almost seems like we're not even family no more. But you know, we got this truth. We got other brothers. Those are your real family according to the scriptures, like Yahweh Shai said as well. You know.
Well, yeah, when he said, you know, who is
my mother, who is my father,
right,
who is my brother and my sister, and what he turned to his disciples, the one that are doing his will. But you know, point I'm trying to get to is again that it's all about separation. You know,
it's not. Again, the truth isn't for everybody. You know.
And again, this is not gonna be easy.
Yeah, it's it's a straight and difficult path. You know, and it makes it, you know, difficult to when you know that your family members, you know, might not be part of that election. You know, they might not be believers. You know. So get the one in Romans. Yeah, this is Romans chapter 11 and verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for.
And what are they seeking? They're seeking salvation, all right? Because that's ultimately even these 2/3. But at this point, they're not even doing so. And right here, what these precepts are gonna get real quick, we're gonna show you why this just can't be. So go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to make a quick point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is I'm gonna reread that Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, right? Because you know, hey, ultimately everybody knows, you know, Israelites, they're always, especially Israelites, they're seeking for something, you know. And I'm gonna get this precept real quick, you know, because ultimately Israel, they all have a zeal. They all believe in the Most High, you know. They, not all of them, but you know, hey, you don't really know any, you know, Israelites that are atheists. You know, that's not an Israelite thing. You know, Israelites, they all believe in something, man. All right.
Serapis Christus.
Yeah, they all believe. The majority of our people believing in, you know, Jesus, Serapis. You know, believing in Serapis Christus. You know, this is Romans chapter 10 and verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. Right. You know, they don't have a zeal. They have They don't have. They have a zeal not according to knowledge. You know, which. Any Israelite, you know, they believe in something, man. Whether it be Jesus or Buddha or Muhammad or something, they all have that zeal, but it's just not according to knowledge. Okay. Because what you see, because especially with these wayward doctrines, the majority of the people believing that stuff is Israel. All right. You see, you know, the Christian churches, of course, is filled with heathens, but you see a lot of Israelites going that way. You know. Going back to Romans 11.
Yep.
Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Yeah, no, it was the election. That's the 144,000, the one that were chosen before the foundation of the earth. These
The
are the men.
1/3, the great, the great
The one-
multitude.
yeah, because there are two elections, which there is a 1/3 of Israel that are destined to be saved, but of course you got the election, which they're the ones that are going to see the receive what is written in this book. They're the ones that are gonna serve the Lord in truth and in
The
sincerity.
elect is gonna
That's why I said
obtain
shalom.
it.
That's why earlier I said what shalom to the hopeful elect, because we don't know who it is, but Lord willing, if we do the things that they would do, like making videos.
Oh, we forgot to get the one in John since you just said that.
Oh,
This is
get it,
John.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it says, the election hath obtained it.
Mhm.
Which we don't know who the elect is. That's why it says in what is it, Colossians, where it says put on as the elect.
Yeah.
Want to get it real quick? This is Saint John chapter 15. Yeah, Salakia. This is Saint John chapter 15 verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit.
Yeah, and that. Wait, read it one more time.
Saint John chapter 15 verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
The Most High has chosen you. So that cuts that. Oh, I found Jesus. I found the Lord.
Yeah, like we got family members that be going
I
hard.
found Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yo, man. So like,
that's
yeah,
more.
that was the point. Basically, the Lord, like I heard, like we hear our older brothers say, man, the Lord called you, man, not your pops, man.
Right. Real quick, I'm gonna just make this point on, of course, the elect, as we mentioned beforehand. This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. Put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering.
So we have to, because ultimately we don't know who the elect is. We just know we were called. Lord willing, we'll be chosen. We're just gonna keep on doing the work, remain faithful, and Lord willing, Abba Ratazah, we can endure to the very end. But back to the the main topic, which is this is Romans chapter 11 and verse 8. According as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. Because, for example, especially, personally, when we started coming into the truth, the first people we was telling was, our parents, telling them that we were the real Israelites. We used to, pull out the few basic precepts that we knew, and being like, look, this, this is the truth, and what? Whenever they would listen, right, we would give them like something that we would think that they would get, because first coming up, sometimes you don't know that this is actually this is a precious gift that the Lord has given us, the ability to understand, what the basics and stuff like that. Eventually, Lord willing, we grow in the spirit, but you think that they're gonna be able to get this because you got it. You think that you can go up to them and be like, oh, the spirit itself beareth witness. And then you pull out some prophecy, and you think they're gonna get it, but they don't. They're like, what? They don't get it. Because the ultimate, it was given to you and not to your whoever you're trying to tell. Well, not everybody that you're gonna tell is not gonna get it, because
Did you get Romans 11?
Yeah, that was the one. I read Romans 11 and 8. You want to get the
Isaiah?
Yeah. Isaiah.
Get Isaiah.
Isaiah 29 or 6.
No,
We'll start 29.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes. The prophet.
No, you got it.
Oh, the prophets and Salakia, did it say it? Yeah, the prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered. Which what? Well, should I keep reading? Oh, I'm gonna skip down to verse 13. Salakia. Verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me,
yeah,
but have
lips, with their lips and their mouth. So they say that they love Jesus Christ or whatever the hell they believe in. They say they live it with their mouth though. They don't do it with actions. Yeah, sure they go to church, they dance and do whatever demonic shit they do over there, but that's not in the scriptures. You gotta go on the highways and hedges and compel people to come in. That's not what they're doing.
Yeah, let me reread this.
And it said what? And it's real quick. What? And it says show. And in the scriptures it also says show your faith by your works, not with your mouth. And that's what they're doing. They show love with their mouth only, which really just shows you they don't really love the Lord. You know.
Oh, actually, let me get this real quick.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you know you mentioned showing because you have to show your faith. This is James chapter 2 and verse 14. What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and have not works? Can faith save him?
Yep.
And I'm gonna skip down to verse 17. Just to make the point. Don't want to make it too long. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. So you gotta show your faith. And we show our faith to the God of Israel. We show forth our faith by going out to the highways and byways. Giving our body as a living sacrifice. Being out there in the cold. Of course, right now it's actually getting warmer, but hey, we was out there, during the winter time, man, faithfully. Showing forth our faith and our fear of the Lord. But going back to the topic, like how you were mentioning about, the people going to church, they were saying that they love the Lord, they love Jesus and all that. That's going back to that zeal, not according to knowledge as well. But this is Isaiah 29 and 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men. Yeah, these people, and it's crazy because we was actually talking about this earlier. Remember, basically was talking to my mom, and I noticed that with the things that they say, somebody taught them a doctrine, and then whoever taught them that doctrine, they pulled out precepts from the Bible and just completely with no understanding, because they say things that don't make any sense.
Yeah, precepts of men.
Yeah,
one of them is
men.
hell and heaven.
Yeah, like they, the Christians, ultimately, which that comes from the Catholic Church. The Christians, which they believe that there's a place where you burn for eternity. When that's not in the scriptures, where your soul burns for eternity. That's that. Hey, that's that. That's a different doctrine, man. That's
Nowhere is that found in the Bible.
Right, now let me reread this. This is Romans 11 and 8. According as it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. Right, because you try to tell your people the truth, of the Bible, that it's only for the Israelites. They don't want to hear it, and like we were explaining yesterday at camp, that what. When you teach that salvation is only for Israel, what's the second thing that they want to know? Oh. Well, what about Esau? No, they don't say that. They say, what about the white people? That's the first person they want to know, man. What about them?
Right. Right.
Yeah. You get that in Isaiah 6 and 9?
Yeah, you get it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to get it. All right, it's all good. I get it.
So we're here real quick. We're just gonna prove that this is. For brothers coming in too, like if you're trying to show people, this truth, showing them that they are Israelites, showing them that the so-called white man is the devil, and at the end of the day, they have salvation. If they don't receive it, they don't receive it, and the scriptures talk about that. So,
yeah, and Yahweh Shai even said, when the disciples asked him, "Why speakest thou to them in parables?" Because
it was meant for them to understand.
Yep.
The rest of the world.
Because. The truth of the scriptures, it's a gift. Okay? So this is Isaiah chapter 6, Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not.
Hear ye indeed. What? Yeah, they heard the truth, but they understood it not. They just can't get it. Like, it's just... And in the early days, it amazed me. Like, I'm just, like, they really just can't get it to the hopeful elect. The brothers actually get the milk. They're probably gonna be confounded as well. Like, it's just amazing how they just can't get it sometimes. It's just,
that's one.
It seems so simple to them.
Like we mentioned earlier, one of the mistakes we would probably make is to sit there and try to tell our parents, and we're like, hold on, did I not explain it right? And then you're sitting there just explaining it and trying to explain it, pulling out the precepts, and you're just like, why can't you get it? And ultimately, it's because, hey, the Lord didn't want him to get it, And that doesn't completely mean that they won't be saved. For brothers that might be thinking about their parents. Of course, we don't know. We don't even know if we're part of the elect. We're just hoping to be a part of it. But, hey, some people just aren't gonna get it now. Some members of that, some people that are destined for salvation just aren't gonna get it at this point in time, or might not get it. You know, but this is Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9. He said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not." Verse 10: "Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy."
So the Lord did this. You know, it's not just like, oh, they just can't get it. You know, maybe you gotta try harder. No, the Lord made the Yahweh Hashem Yahushua made it. Put the spirit of slumber. They just can't understand it. You literally have when you try to explain these people, especially out in the highways and hedges as well. You literally just have angels just kicking off that knowledge and wisdom that they think they can receive, but they just can't.
Yeah, let me get this real quick.
You know.
Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians 3 and 6. "I have planted, Apollo watered, but the Most High gave the increase." You know, because ultimately, you know, the Lord is the one that allowed us to receive this. You know, okay, the Lord is the one that, you know, opened up our spiritual eyes and our spiritual ears to hear and receive this 144% truth. You know, as brothers are saying. You know, verse 10: "Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed." All right.
Right, and these people can't even see that America's going to be destroyed, which is in the Bible, and they can't see that either.
Yeah, they can't see that.
They just don't understand it. When the living water just come towards them, well, you just got that dam just closing off that water, that spiritual dam, you know, just blocking off that water. They just won't and can't receive it. So again, you know, the world's not gonna understand it, you know, and when it comes ultimately at the end of the day, when it comes down to this truth, you know, cause as we explained before with Christianity, they're really like friends with the world. They think that's how it is, but no, and it says in Mark 2 as well in the book of Mark that if you should be hated of all men. So you know, if you're pulling out this truth and if you're pushing out the vibration, you know. Teaching the word in truth and sincerity in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and you're not being hated for it, you're doing something wrong, because the world hates this truth, man. The whole Ikamina.
And it shows every single time when we go, you know, out to camp. You got some people that can kind of get it, who might be members of the elect, and you got the scoffers, man. You know, there's always somebody who dislikes it, you know.
But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, it's up to the hopeful elect, which is Lord willing, you know, and I pray that it will be us and hopefully any of you sincere brothers that are watching as well, you know.
You sincere listeners as well, you know, Lord willing, you know, we're part of the elect, you know, to be delivered, because, you know, what's coming up soon, you know, Lord, you know, is what? Jacob's trouble, man. You know, martial law, all those things mentioned in 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter and stuff like that. Those times are coming, and, you know, and those times, wisdom and knowledge will be our stability. All right, wisdom, and not just any wisdom and knowledge of the scripts. You know.
Right.
So that's it.
Yes. Yeah, so you know. No more precepts?
Nah, you want me to close it out?
No, I got it.
All right.
So with that, we're gonna say call Allah
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Again, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone GMS, and you know, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out there, man. You know, and I pray again that your brothers be edified with this lesson, you know. So, shalom, abba.
Shalom.